All right, we have the good news and the bad news problems today. Let's start with the good news. We know we can factor this. We're like, oh yeah, 2 and 7 gives me 9, 2 and 7 gives me 14. The reason this makes you so happy a lot of times, there's no number in front of here. Like here we know, oh, okay, 45, 5 and 9, boom, that gives me the 4. Like, I can factor these. Now, every time it's an easy one that you can factor, there's no number there. Here's another easy one that you can factor. There's no number there. You're like, I like how this looks. So anytime you do a quick one, factor it, no problem, you don't have a number sitting right there. Now sometimes there is a number sitting here, like you've got a 4 right there. But you still got hope. You're like, maybe I can factor the 4 out. Maybe all these divide by 4. You're like, oh, okay, look at this. Boom. X squared, 7x plus 10. And you're still happy. The good news is still happening. All right, here comes the bad news. What if there is a number there that we cannot get rid of? Let's look at that. All right, here we go. What do we got? 2x squared. That's 3x minus 14. All right, so we walk up to this problem. 2x squared, 3x, 14. We're a little miffed because there's a number there, but say, wait, maybe they all divide by 2. And no, they don't. So for the first time, oh, you're a little bit sad. You're a little bit disappointed. So if there's a number there, and you cannot factor him out, you cannot get rid of him, now we're down to the last straw. So we're going to learn this new move today called the slide and divide. So right here, right now, we got to learn to slide and we got to learn to divide. Let's go. All right, the first half of the slide and divide is just called the slide. So what we do is we grab this 2, we slide him over, and he multiplies times the 14. So this becomes x squared plus 3x minus 28. So now you've created a trinomial. There's no number there anymore. So you were a little mad, now you're a little glad. You're like, oh, negative 28. I can do this. This is going to give me plus 4, negative 7, or negative 4 plus 7. Like I'm good at factoring this. This is negative 3, this is positive 3, so positive 3, like, yep, those are the 2 numbers I want. So the whole purpose of the slide is to come up with negative 4 and positive 7. Negative 4, positive 7. But remember, there's a second half to this problem called slide and divide. So we've got a second half to do, the divide. All right, let's do the second half. Divide, and we got negative 4, positive 7. Now you've got to divide by a number. Go back. The number that you slided over when you started the problem, the number that slided, I think it was a 2, that's the number you divide by. So whatever you slided, that's the number you divided. So we divide by 2, we divide by 2. Now, at least one of these fractions reduces. Maybe both of them, but at least one will. So we check, oh, it's that one right there. So I know that 4 divided by 2 is actually just 2. I got that. But I need this written as a fraction. So how do you make a 2 look like a fraction? Just put it over 1. 2 over 1. So there you go. These are what's going to fill our 2 finishing groups. So we're close. So I got the 2 and the 1 are going to drop into this one. I got the 7 and 2. They're going to drop into that one. Our 2 finishing groups. Now here's the fancy deal. You've got a top number and you've got a bottom number. The bottom number always goes first. Bottom number always goes first. You got top, you got bottom. Bottom number goes first. Bottom number goes first. Bottom number goes first. He's on bottom, he goes first. Top number goes second. Bottom number goes first, top goes second. The reason I kept these signs like minus, 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 plus, plus, plus is because they just drop straight into my 2 finishing groups. All right, These are the numbers that fill in your finishing groups. All you need is the letter that we factor by. In this case, our variable was an x, so you're going to set your x right there, 1x minus 2, 2x plus 7. So now you've officially done it. You have factored by slide and divide. That's one. Let's get another run at this. Let's do another slider and divider. So that was number 4. Let's do a number 5. Okay, so you walk up to this problem, and you know you got to factor it, but you see a number right there. You're like, ah, man, there's a number there. So automatically you're a little sad. You still got a tiny bit of hope. Maybe they all divide by 5. Maybe you could factor out the 5 right now. So you look, divides by 5. Doesn't divide by 5. So now your only hope is to factor by slide and divide. So let's go, slide and divide, 2 parts. Let's do the slide. So let's take this 5, slide it over, and multiply times the 12. 5 times 12 is 60. So now we've created a trinomial with no number there. We're going to have to work with this 60. So of all the ways to get 60, plus 2, plus 30, plus 3, plus 20, plus 5, plus 12, well, I'm running out of room. Let's go with what we've got, because I think that'll get us. So it's like here's 32, here's 23, yeah, that's what we need. Here's 17. So 23 is our number, there's 23. So the whole purpose of the slide is to give us these two numbers, plus 3, plus 20. Now remember, on slide and divide, there's a second half called divide. Let's go. So 3 and 20. Let's do the divide. Plus 3 plus 20. Go back to the top of your problem. Whatever number you slided, we slided a 5. That's the number you divide by. So take both of these, divide them by 5, and at least one of these fractions will reduce. Sometimes both of them reduce, but for sure one of them will. It's not that one. Yes, over here. Now, we know 20 divided by 5 turns out to be 4, but I need this to look like a fraction. How do you make a 4 look like a fraction? Put it over 1, boom. So here's my two finishing groups. The 3 and 5 drop in, the 4 and 1 drop in. You have a top number and you have a bottom number. What goes first? Bottom number goes first. 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 After you get all your numbers dropped in, you check your signs, plus, 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 they drop in. Go back and grab your variable, your letter. We've been using an x on all these, so we just drop in the x. 5x plus 3, 1x plus 4. The x goes in the first spot on your two finishing groups. Slide and divide. Okay, there's a wrinkle shot into the last part of these problems. You have to deal with a negative sign right from the beginning. Let me show you one of those. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 5, 6. Negative 9, x squared, minus 3x plus 2. So when we walk up to this problem, we see right off the bat, our first number we deal with is a negative. Now, nobody factors that guy when it's a negative. Like, you have to deal with the negative right now. So we're going to factor out the negative sign to start our problem the way we want it to look. So we change these values. Negative divided negative is positive 9x squared, positive 3x minus 2. So if they give you a negative sign, right off the bat, just get it out of your way. I've got a negative 1 factored out. Now we can start the slide and divide process. Okay, so let's start the slide. I grab the 9, I slide him over. 9 times 2 gives me the 18. Work with 18. What are we going to use? Looks like 3 and 6. So did you go positive 3, negative 6, or negative 3, positive 6? See, one of those two will give you what we need. It's not this one, looks like it's the second one. So for the slide, the two numbers you've got, negative 3, positive 6. So, whole purpose of the slide, get those two numbers. Not done yet. Still got to divide. Let's run the divide. So, here we go. The divide. Got negative 3, I've got positive 6. All right, let's go back and find the number that we multiplied by. So on this question, what number slided over? It was big, it was a 9. So come back, we're going to take both these and divide by 9. So whatever number you multiplied by, whatever number you slided, that's the number you divided. Okay, at least one of these fractions reduces down every time. Sometimes both of them reduce down. Oh, they both reduce down. Here you go. So this is 1/3, this is 2/3. You're going to drop these values into your two finishing groups. You have a top number and you buy a bottom number. Which number goes first, top or bottom? Bottom number goes first, bottom number goes first. Bottom number goes first. Bottom number goes first. Now, the reason I kept these signs the whole way is I know they're going to drop straight in. Minus, 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 drop in my minus. Plus, 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 drop in my plus. All right, we're getting close. At the end of this, you bring back in the letter, the variable that you've been using. In this case, I think we used x on all these. So drop in the x into your two finishing groups. And your x is always in the left side in that first spot. One more thing. Way back when we started this problem, we factored out that -1. You know the rules. Nobody gets left behind in math class. Always remember your friend. So from way back here, don't forget the -1 for your final answer. There you go.